Hey y'all, it's Dana Lorraine, and it's time for a Sunday recap. By the way, Recap Sundays is gonna be full of cussing. There's no wall up, not that I normally have a wall up, but this is really when I'm just like, child, please. The first saga that I just finished, that I so vulnerably put on the internet about me being lonely, about me needing reassurance, about me taking a journey with no people around me to make me feel like I'm supported, accepting where I was, all of those things were tough to release, to be honest with you. I actually thought it was gonna be so much easier for me to go into this and be so vulnerable, but then every time I created something, I was like, now, what if people take this and use this against me? But then I had to go back in myself like, okay, well, what does it matter? If you release anything, people are gonna have their judgments, right? So with these Sunday recaps, it's just for me to revisit how I felt when I created what I created. That episode about being lonely, that was probably one of the craziest things I had to do, because I have never, ever thought that I would get on front of a camera and be like, yeah, I was feeling a little lonely. It just seems so weak to do such. But after releasing the episode, I was like, you know what? Now I know I'm not the only nigga out here chasing their dreams, talking about they lonely. So after I released it, I felt a lot better. But then I did that episode about resistance and how I was resisting like potential partners, and the woman that I go to for readings told me like, you know, you might be blocking your blessings as it pertains to love. That was a lot to fucking put out, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, I don't feel like I'm blocking nothing. I always feel like when things want me, they'll come for me aggressively. All those different episodes that I put out where I had to go inward, I had to reflect on how I felt, and then I had to be honest with y'all and sit on the camera and tell y'all my emotions. That was actually a pretty tough saga. I don't even know why I would I don't know why I would enter YouTube so vulnerable, but at least it sets the pace for, at this point, now that you know how my inwards are going and how my emotions are going forward, I could say anything and it wouldn't really mean anything as far as like me being uncomfortable, because I've already started inwards. So this Sunday, I feel good. This Sunday, I feel relaxed. I feel charged. I feel like if I'm gonna do this journey of YouTube, I'm gonna have to be okay with judgment. I'm gonna have to be okay with, somebody wrote a comment to one of my videos. I was so impressed. It was like such a long comment and I didn't understand half the terminologies they used in it. First off, thank God they weren't ripping me to shreds. They were actually complimenting how mature I was being when I said, if I hold on to things and I want things, they create attachments and therefore I create my own suffering. They got under that video and they put some stuff in there and I was just like, this comment is so beyond my comprehension. I had to go offline and start Googling some of the terminologies they were using, because I'm like, this is also something you're gonna have to look forward to. When people comment, you may not understand what they're saying. Like, they may be insulting you, they may be complimenting you, but nonetheless, it's actually your job as a creative to try to understand before you respond what you're responding to. What else did I learn from this first saga? I learned that taking these photos for the actual video is actually a lot of work. Like the next saga, I've kind of mastered getting in front of a window and taking better photos, but the saga prior, child, I just went to the video and clipped the photo out and I was just like, this is gonna have to work. Sunday recap is gonna be necessary, because if I'm gonna be a creative, I'm gonna be able to need to go in and talk about my work in a free, non-judgmental, airy environment where I think about what I gave you all and talk to you about it. I love what I create, but it feels so good to be able to go inward and ask myself, how do I feel about what I created? And going forward, what do I want to incorporate as far as where this show is headed? My next saga, I really want to go outward. I don't want to spend too much time on the inside. I want to spend time talking about things that I observe around me, how my growth and development stem from the things that I've observed, not on the inside, on the outside this time around. So thank you for joining me. If you didn't watch the first saga, it was about me being very vulnerable, telling it like it is with all the things that I'm battling as a person. So go watch it, because Saga 2 is coming next. I'd love to have you there. Peace out. Love and light. Till next time.